Hey friends, thanks for joining me for another week of readings as we continue to prepare our hearts and our minds for the upcoming Sunday's sermon. This Sunday's readings are all about calling, which is appropriate seeing that in between our services at 9:15 a.m. we'll be having a voters meeting to place a call to one of our 3 pastoral candidates who have visited us in the last 3 weeks. Now, what's kind of cool, too, is Pastor Cook, our intentional interim minister, has scheduled these different readings to be specifically for this weekend, since it is about the call of the prophet Samuel and also Jesus calling his disciples Philip and Nathanael. So our Old Testament reading for today is from 1 Samuel chapter 3, verses 1 to 20. At the time, the boy Samuel had been ministering to the Lord in the presence of Eli. And the word of the Lord was rare in those days, and there was no frequent vision. And at the time, Eli, whose eyesight had begun to grow dim, so that he could not see, was lying down in his own place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the temple of the Lord where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel, and he said, "Here I am." And he ran to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." But Eli said, "I did not call you. Lie down again." So he went and he lay down. And the Lord called again, "Samuel." And Samuel arose and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." But Eli said, "I did not call you, my son. Lie down again." Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again a third time, and he rose and he went to Eli and said, "Here I am, for you called me." And then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, "Go and lie down, and if he calls you, you shall say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant hears.'" So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And the Lord came and stood, calling as at other times, "Samuel, Samuel." And Samuel said, "Speak, for your servant hears." Then the Lord said to Samuel, "Behold, I am about to do a thing in Israel that which the 2 ears of everyone who hears it will tingle. And on that day I will fulfill against Eli all that I have spoken concerning his house from the beginning to the end. And I declare to him that I am about to punish his house forever for the iniquity that he knew, because his sons are blaspheming God, and he did not restrain them. Therefore I swear to the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be atoned for by sacrifice or offering forever." Samuel lay until morning, and then he opened the doors of the house of the Lord, and Samuel was afraid to tell the vision to Eli. But Eli called Samuel and said, "Samuel, my son?" And he said, "Here I am." And Eli said, "What was it that he told you? Do not hide it from me. May God do so to you, and more also, if you hide anything from me, that anything that he had told you." So Samuel told him everything and hid nothing from him. And he said, "It is the Lord. Let him do what seems good to him." And Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall to the ground. And all Israel from Dan to Beersheba knew that Samuel was established as the prophet of the Lord. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Our epistle lesson is from 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 12 to 20, talking about our bodies. So Paul says to the church in Corinth, "All things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be dominated by anything. Food is meant for the stomach, and stomach for food, and God will destroy both one and the other. The body is not meant for sexual immorality, but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. And God raised the Lord and will also raise us up by his power. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Shall I take then the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? Never! Or do you not know that he who is joined to a prostitute becomes one body with her? For as it is written, the two will become one flesh. But he who is joined to the Lord becomes one spirit with him. So flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexually immoral person sins against his own body. Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, from whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Our final lesson, our gospel lesson, is from John chapter 1, verses 43 to 51, and it takes place right after the baptism of Jesus and the calling of Peter and Andrew, and the next day, it starts off. John writes, the next day Jesus decided to go to Galilee, and he found Philip, and he said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Now Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses and in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" And Philip said to him, "Come and see." And Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him and said to him, "Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." And Jesus answered him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. Whew, what fantastic readings. I'm so glad to hear about the different callings of the prophets and the disciples, as we too will discuss the calling of our new pastor, our new under shepherd who's going to lead our congregation. So thanks again for joining me and watching the readings for this week. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all this weekend at church for our voters meeting at 9:15 between the services as we call a new pastor. So with that, I will see you soon. God bless. Have a great day.